So I got to ask you about your organization, the Sacred Resistance.
Sacred
LA.
Resistance, right.
What is it? How did it get started, and why?
Sacred Resistance began around 2015, 2014 as a response to what was then the Obama administration's I mean, we talk a lot about, now about President Trump,
Right.
but the Obama administration's stance around immigrations and refugees was also very, very bad. And so it was created around the militarization of the southern border between Mexico and Guatemala, using the Mexican army as a proxy for our own immigration service. And it was also created as in response to the influx of refugees coming up from Central America, fleeing violence and fleeing corruption, but really fleeing really terrible levels of violence in Honduras and Guatemala and El Salvador, and all those children coming up at that time. And so the Episcopal Church, and particularly the Diocese of Los Angeles, we thought that there needed to be a more humane response to that condition than the one we were giving.
You guys didn't like the fact that Obama was trying to prevent them from coming here?
Obama was actually, he was trying to prevent them from coming here, but also Obama was the one who interfered in the Honduran elections in 2009 and caused that situation.
In what way? How did he do that? What did he do?
He supported the United States supported the loser of that election and put him in office, even though he had lost. It was one of the first things Obama did in 2009.
Well, how do you feel about those cages, what they call cages, that Obama started when he put the illegal aliens in and just kind of detained them until they figure out what to do with them? Were you okay with that when Obama did that?
I'm not okay with anybody doing that.
How about when Obama did it? Were you okay with it? Did y'all protest that as well?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were not okay with that?
No.
Amazing. So, so your Sacred Resistance, are you for illegal aliens just crossing the borders, like for open borders, and you just want them to come in?
No, what we're for is for a just immigration service, so that if someone is, I mean, it is a mandate, international law, that someone who is fleeing violence and asks for asylum be given a fair hearing of that for that asylum, right? And we're also asking for immigration laws where the quotas are adjusted, where someone who is, to come in legally at this point in the United States, okay? There's like a waiting list of, even in the asylum cases, they're like 3 or 4, 5 years behind schedule, right? So to come in legally in the United States, the only thing that gets you in really is if you have a ton of money, right? Then you can get in, right? But our immigration system is broken at this point.
But these people coming illegally, are you for them breaking the law to come into the, as a priest and a father, are you for them breaking the law to come into the country?
If someone is fleeing violence,
but they're not fleeing violence.
How do you know?
There's no proof that they're fleeing violence from Obama administration or the Great White Hope administration.
I don't know of whom you're referring. Do you have somebody
They're
particular
just
in
running
mind?
away. They claim to be running away from gang members and things like that.
You don't think that's what you think they're lying?
But they shouldn't be allowed to just come into our country. They should clean up their neighborhood, right? Because they're bringing that
So
same...
a 10, 11-year-old boy is supposed to clean up his neighborhood?
The parents are supposed to do it.
Is that what happens?
And their government.
The government and the parents.
Right.
Well, the government seems to be incapable of doing that there, and if your son is in danger of being murdered by a gang, you take him out of there. You would do that, and I would do that.
But now they're doing that here. They're bringing that same evil stuff here, and they're still killing each other, and they're killing American citizens. What are they supposed to do now? Run to another country?
What do you mean they're killing American citizens?
These
There's
are violent
no
gangs.
evidence of that.
Yes, it is. Have you seen in New York and
I
South
lived in New
Central
York
LA?
for 30 years. There were no gangs killing Americans.
What's the
in
name
New
of
York.
those street gangs? MS-13 and other is rampant in New
not
York
rampant.
and other places. Are you in denial about that?
I'm not in denial.
But you're
Absolutely
not
no,
being
it is
honest
not
about it.
rampant.
It is
the
rampant.
violence that MS-13.
Are you seriously saying
Excuse
it's
me,
not rampant?
hang on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
The violence of MS-13 is actually perpetrated on its own members, right?
No.
You're talking about what goes on in Brentwood on Long Island, which I live very close to for many years, right?
Right.
Right? I'm not negating that violence exists. What I am saying is that it has been wildly blown out of proportion.
But it hasn't.
It-
I happen
oh,
to
it
know.
absolutely has,
I happen
my brother.
to know police officers
It-
and others who are working with those
It
people. It's
absolutely
not been-
has been blown
I've seen it.
wildly.
I've seen it. It has not been. It's not blown out of proportion. It's not really told
give-
how bad it
Give
really
me
is.
some numbers.
I don't have numbers right here,
then-
but they're killing. And so you're okay with them leaving their country, killing one another, but to come here and do it?
That's a really dumb question.
Are you okay with that? Give me a dumb answer to it.
No, I'm not even going to dignify it with an answer.
But you said that they are doing that to themselves over there. But they're
no,
also,
that isn't actually what I said.
well, they're running away from it, right?
Yes.
But they're coming here doing it to themselves.
You're talking about
Uh,
8,
are
9,
you-
10, 11-year-old kids coming here.
Those are not, well, there are some kids coming here, but they're becoming killers as well.
This is just bullshit.
You a priest, can you curse?
I just did.
That's amazing. You gay and you curse? God's not pleased.
God is not pleased.
How do you
I
feel
guess
about,
you and I worship two different ideas about that.
oh yeah. How do you feel about the Great White Hope?
What is that?
Donald Trump, the president.
I'm not in favor of him.
Why not?
I think he's incompetent and mentally unstable.
In what way?
In what way is he mentally unstable?
First, incompetent. How is he incompetent?
He is impulsive, ignorant, does not take advice of people who know about things. He is a narcissist and therefore sees the world only in terms of himself. He is psychologically really damaged, and I just think he's a very poor.
Is it impulsive or compulsive to put a wall up around the border to protect the American citizen?
It's ineffectual.
Is that mental?
Well, I mean, he hasn't really done it. I think it's just a publicity.
No, the wall is going up.